Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Larry. If you're new, this channel, Work Less, Enjoy Life More, is all about how I used to work full-time as a general contractor. I've got kind of tired of the rat race, so I decided to kind of downscale and have almost no bills whatsoever in order to enjoy life and just not work so much. So if that is something you guys are interested in, it would be awesome if you'd subscribe down below. But this video here is going to be a tour of my 2019 Lance 1062 truck camper. And it's not just any Lance 1062 truck camper. This is probably by far the most powerful truck camper there is out there. And has to kind of do with what's up on the roof there. And I wanted to do a tour of this, kind of show you what's going on with that inside and out. And then I wanted to show you what I had to do upgrade wise to my truck in order to tow this thing safely down the road. So let's jump right into it. This is a 2019 GMC Sierra Denali HD. It's got the L5P Duramax diesel in it with the Allison transmission. It is four-wheel drive dually, and I love this truck. I don't plan on getting rid of it. If anything ever happens to it, I'll replace the engine and transmission, and if I have to do that 2 times over again, I'm not buying a new truck. I love this thing. So far, it has given me very minimal problems. But I had to do a few upgrades to it in order to get it to tow this thing down the road, and let me show you what those are. First things first is I had to get some torque lift fast guns right here to keep it secured, and then I had to get some torque lift truck mount or truck frame mounts in order to keep this thing from moving around in the bed of the truck. These weren't too expensive and very easy to install. I would not want to tow them any other way than with this. This feels like the truck camper is actually part of the truck. So by far, probably one of the best investments right there. If you can see down in there, if I can get it to, okay. So those are torque lift stable loads. And surprisingly, for how little those are, they do a ton of work. I got those because my truck would kind of lean and sway in the wind with a cross breeze on the highway, and those totally stopped it. It was amazing. For the price of those, definitely massive, huge upgrade. But I recently had to install airbags on this. So these are the Airlift 5000 airbags, one on each side. For the most part, I don't think most people would need the airbags. The reason why I ended up getting the airbags was because this thing does have 2 slide outs, one on each side. This is the bigger of the 2 slide outs. And this also has all the batteries and all the solar stuff on this side of the camper. So I started noticing that the truck would noticeably lean to the passenger side, especially if I had the water tanks filled, my trailer on, everything just weighted down. It would definitely max out the springs and sag on the passenger side. So once I got the airbags, I was able to put more PSI in this airbag versus the other one. And now the truck sits perfect, how it needs to be. It's level. And it actually is pointed in the right direction, so my headlights aren't kind of pointing up in the sky. So those, for me, were a necessary upgrade. So glad I finally got those. They work great as well. So then I had to get the torque lift super hitch right there. Then I had to get the additional frame mounts right here that tie into the hitch. So if you're buying all this stuff, look into that. These belong on the hitch, so they don't go with the original kit. So I have actually the 4 that I bought originally. Now I have 2 just sitting in my storage because when I bought this hitch, I had to get different rear mounts. But this has 2 receiver holes in it, so I could put the super hitch on there extension, the super truss extension. This is a 48-inch extension in order to come out past the truck camper so I could tow a trailer. And of course it has the chains on each side to keep it from swaying back and forth. I do have this 10-foot Hallmark Passport trailer. I got I used to have a 16-foot trailer, but I noticed it was a little bit too much weight with that 4-foot extension with that thing. It really kind of multiplies the weight, the tongue weight, because it pushes the whatever fulcrum of you know what, it's complicated. Let's not even get into that. Either way, I had to get a smaller trailer. And for the most part, it's sort of stock on the outside, except for I did buy some rims off of Amazon to sort of match the rims on the truck. I think it looks pretty good. On the inside, I ended up running some lights up top, some LEDs around the outside edge, and then this shop light up here in the front. I have a Apex 300 power station and then 2 of the B300K expansion batteries down below. This is just angle aluminum, so I can have it mounted to the wall and not have it go anywhere. I also have the Blue Eddy Solar X4K, so I could bring in more solar. I'm able to bring in quite a bit. I'm not even really sure. I think 20,000 watts is the max, although I don't even have that. So you can see here behind the bike, there's 4 the PV350 Blue Eddy solar panels. So that comes out to be 1,400 watts that are ground deployable. You can also see I have a wire running up to the ceiling. I had a rack on top that had another 1,000 watts of solar on top of that, but on my most recent trip that didn't make it, so I'm gonna have to make some sort of a new mounting system to put another 1,000 watts up there. This is also the battery powered Blue Eddy cooler, electric cooler, freezer, fridge, whatever you want it to be. It also has an ice maker in here, makes ice pretty quick, and the battery lasts a couple of days. So loving that thing in here to carry more food if I need to. And then for the rest of the trailer, it's just a bunch of camping gear. I got like a smoker, a generator, another little grill back there. I have my Birch e-bike right there, and then just a bunch of other random camping supplies, shovel, ladder, things like that. There's just not a lot of place for camping gear in the truck camper unless you're very light and you don't want to bring anything like lawn chairs or grills. But I like bringing stuff like that. I like bringing my e-bike. I like bringing the extra power, the extra cooler space, the generator, all that stuff. So for me, it's kind of a necessary evil that I have to have. I don't necessarily love towing this thing around, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons in my situation. So there's that. Now let's go ahead and check out this truck camper. So the truck camper is a Lance 1062. It is 10 foot 11 inches and it's certified 4-season all-weather recreation, whatever that means. It is very good in the hot and the cold so far from my experiences. It does have a built-in generator that is propane. I don't necessarily love running that, but it is there for emergencies. Has a really nice heavy-duty ladder that goes up to the roof, and then an awning that comes out the back, which I didn't think I was going to use that much, but I use that thing all the time. The rear bumper actually has an opening right here. Just turn the little key right there, open it up, and then the sewer hose is in there, which is kind of unfortunate that that's all it carries, but I'm glad it does carry it. And then of course that's right over here next to where all the valves are at. You got your outside shower, you got the low point drains, battery disconnect, and then right below is the area where you would dump the tanks. And most of this stuff is pretty basic, but I'm just going to go through it really fast. Here's the propane. I love that it has just these regular 20-pound propane tanks. So if I can't find a place to fill them up, then I can exchange them. They're very easy to take in and out. Well, I don't think easy is the word, but they're at least not heavy to take in and out. You got your Dometic water heater, electric and gas, electric start. So it has the 4-point Happy Jack electric jack system. The best invention ever made. I used to have to do the electric ones on my other truck camper. Never again. These are the way to go. These also have the swing outs for the dually. So if you do have a dually and a truck camper, you got to make sure you have the swing outs in order to be able to get your dually out from underneath the truck camper. Okay, so you have your fresh water tank fill right here. For me, this is what I use all the time. It's kind of weird that it's on this side and not on the other side where all the RV dump stuff is at. But either way, this is where I fill up the storage water tank. If I was going to hook up to hookups at an RV park, on the other side is the city water hookup and the plug-in for the power. It's got the Dometic heater. This goes to the refrigerator. Right here's probably the largest storage. This is where I keep all my tools. I don't love this because this is way out here on the slide out. So to me, that's just a lot of weight to be putting out here on the slide out. I just don't know of any other place I could really put this stuff. It goes back in there probably 2 feet, and it's pretty decent size. Over here is my camping gear slash boating, swimming gear, everything else that kind of fits in here. Again, it goes back there quite a ways, about 2 feet, about a foot tall. Pretty nice size storage, but you're not fitting a grill or a generator or a kayak or anything big in there. And the final spot is down here. I just have all my hoses and pressure regulators and stuff like that in there. It's pretty decent sized storage, but not massive. And then there's a couple speakers on the outside. And this is where the batteries are. These are just the house batteries. Got a couple Battle-Born lithium batteries in there, and that is sort of hard to explain. That runs the system, like for the jacks and the lights, things like that, and the solar power system that's in there charges and keeps those charged. So if I would kill the solar batteries on the inside, the ones that run off with the solar on the roof, then I would at least have these still available and charged up, that I can lift the jacks up, pull the slides in, run lights, do a few things like that. So it's kind of a second stage safety thing in case that happens, but I have not absolutely needed that yet. I've never even gotten close to killing the batteries on the inside, but anyways, so that's why those are still there. If you notice up on the roof, it looks a little different. That is because that is a float system that my friends over at Big Beard Batteries in Athens, Texas designed with me, and we went ahead and just floated the solar panels over everything on the roof. These truck campers have so many things: skylights, air conditioner, vents, TV antennas, all that stuff up on the roof. There's just not any room to really put any kind of solar. So we went ahead and floated over everything and was able to fit 2,860 watts of solar up on the roof, which is insane for a truck camper. It's probably insane for even fifth wheels. I pretty much can run the air conditioner nonstop, 24/7, run anything else. I don't really have to pay too much attention to the power on the inside unless I'm sitting in the shade like I currently am. So the part everybody's been waiting for, let's go ahead and head on inside to check this out. So now, I've always heard that slide outs are horrible. Don't ever do them. In a way, yes, they are. I have another RV that currently has slide out issues going on. But for this particular camper, I love it. I don't think, it just feels like it's 3 times the size of my regular truck camper I had before this that didn't have any slide outs. That was so cramped in there. This just feels like a whole different level. Like, I feel like this is twice the size of my other truck camper. This slide out is quite large. You can see where it is right there. That almost comes all the way to this wall. So you can't really walk in here whenever the slide out is in. But it does have a very large dinette that, of course, folds down, makes into a bed. And it would be a pretty nice sized bed. I'm 6'2" and I could fit on it just fine. I love the fact that there are windows all over the place, so I can actually see out and enjoy why I'm out here. I mean, I'm out here to see nature, so it's just, if I'm inside and I'm eating or working or something, I want to be able to see outside. Down below here, on both sides of the seating, there are these large drawers. This is probably the majority of the storage in this camper. So I have like fire starting stuff, camping outside kind of gear right there. This is actually where I keep my clothes, so I'm not going to open that up. But there are 3 very nice sized drawers, plug outlet, things to charge up stuff, and then it has this big cabinet right here with a light that turns on. I'm able to put my food, towels, just miscellaneous things in there, and it's great. So this screen right here actually tells me what's going on with the solar setup that I have in here. Right here is the solar coming in. It's only 260 watts, believe it or not, but I'm sitting in the shade and it's coming into evening, so I guess that's to be expected. The loads, what I have working right now with the lights on and the refrigerator, 165 watts, and then the batteries right now are at 79%, and I've been here a couple of days, so it's been working really good. Okay, so this is a Norcold 12-volt fridge. This is not the one that came with it. This I had to purchase separately. Unfortunately, it was about $2,000, but again, probably one of the best investments I've done in this camper so far. It used to have a Norcold 3-way fridge, which I thought would have been nice to be able to pick and choose if I wanted to run it off a 12 volt or 110 or propane or something like that. But those fridges are horrible piles of junk. And they're not even very big on the inside. They looked big, like they look this size. The hole that I put this in was the exact same hole that the other fridge came out of. But this one, because it has less stuff in the back, I mean, like the other one had so much stuff in order to be a 3-way fridge that it cut out, like the back of the fridge was in probably 6 inches. So you just had enough room to maybe put about half of this much stuff in here. I feel like I got twice as much space, and this thing is so efficient. I just leave it on all the time. I never have to worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfectly level. I don't have to worry about running out of propane, anything like that. This was just an awesome investment. I'm so glad I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought this thing. Now up here is the bedroom where the magic doesn't happen. This used to be my closet right here. I went ahead and just opted to take that out because in my opinion the power was more important than hanging up clothes, which I didn't really like it to hang up clothes anyways because I had to crawl up here on the bed. The hangers almost didn't even fit. They would have to be kind of like tilted to the side in order to get the hangers and clothes to fit. It was horrible. So I went ahead and took that out, put all the solar in here, got 1200 watts of Big Beard batteries. This is a 12 volt system, by the way. And of course got the multi-plus right there, a couple MPPT 150, 100 solar charge controllers, one on this side, one on that side. Got the Orion XS 1400 in order to charge whenever I'm driving down the road. I don't know. Love this setup. I actually want to put some LED lights around here and put some plexiglass across the front. That is my plan. Haven't done that yet. Over here is where the dogs kind of sleep and stay. There is a cabinet underneath there. This is a queen size bed, quite comfortable in my opinion. I have windows on both sides. And then the TV that actually comes out, it'll tilt this way or tilt towards the bed. And that is a 12 volt TV. Here's the stereo system, a little bit of storage around there. And there is a skylight above. But because I have solar panels up there, I can leave the skylights open, get some indirect light, but I'm not getting the sun just blasting through. This thing at night though will black out. Go this way also. That's just a shade if I wanted to go that route. The emergency exit is actually right there out of that window. So with the solar panels up on top, I don't have to worry about trying to climb out that way. Now for the kitchen, if you love cooking, this is definitely the camper for you. This slide out, even though it only goes out a foot, makes a drastic difference. This countertop, I mean, look at this thing. This thing's like a football field. You've got, I mean, there's a trash can back here. You got a full sink right here. There's not a ton of working space. There are pieces that go over the sink if you really wanted to have that, but what I love about it is how deep it is. I mean, this is a full-blown power station, Instapot. You could have your Keurig coffee machines, whatever you want back there, and not worry about taking up your entire counter space. Got a 3-burner propane stove, works pretty good. Nice little microwave. It does not have, this seems weird, but it does not have a turntable, which adds a little bit of a issue. I've noticed I had to stir the food a little bit more when I cook it, but my previous camper had a turntable, and every time I would park, I would have to come in and readjust that table. So it's kind of nice not having to worry about adjusting that thing every time I pull up to camp. And then got a couple cabinets right there with some little puck lights in there. Pretty decent storage for a kitchen. It does have a couple of decent sized drawers. They're slow close. Honestly, for a camper, this is probably the best kitchen I've had so far. Over here is just kind of like spices, canned food, things like that. You can fit surprisingly a large amount of stuff in that. And then a little control center for the water pump, water heater, and then the generator outside, so I can start it from the inside if I want to. And it does work. I don't really enjoy propane generators just because they use up so much propane. This thing has another skylight right here. Again, it's indirect light, so I can leave it open. It has, I don't know if it's a fantastic fan, but that thing is perfect for off-gridding. That way I don't have to always run the air conditioner. Speaking of, here is the remote for the air conditioner. I replaced this air conditioner because the one that was in here was so obnoxiously loud I couldn't hear myself think. So this is a Turbo Inverter air conditioner. Let me turn that on real quick. It's actually still got some noise to it, but it's a lot more energy efficient, and it's got lights. So, I mean, that makes it worth it, right? Okay, you can see it's ramping up. 760. That also had the, whatever it was, 160 watts added to it. So we're only pulling about 600 watts right now for this thing. It does ramp up a little bit higher, but I noticed with this, it spends a lot more time around the 600 watt range versus the 1200 watt range. So definitely a lot more energy efficient if you're running it off of solar. Like I said too before, I'm able to use this 24 hours a day. I just leave this on all the time, even when I'm not in here camping. Now, this part. Probably the main reason I got this camper. I wanted a bathroom with a shower that I could fit into. I'm a big guy, and I did not want a wet bath just because I don't want to have to clean it all. So this is not a wet bath. It's got the separate shower over here. What is cool about this is this comes out and the shower curtain now hangs way out here. And honestly, it's quite roomy in there. I don't mind it at all. I do currently have my clothes hanging in here because I don't have a closet. I have some shirts hanging up in here, but it's no big deal to just throw those on the dinette and then take a shower. It does have a little vanity. Has a toilet. It's not a porcelain toilet, but I can live without that, and or I can replace it later if I wanted to. It does have some storages on the side that surprisingly fit quite a bit of stuff. Got some more storage under the sink. Got a little vent fan in here, and then of course a medicine cabinet that opens up. And one last little thing that if you have a truck camper, you realize how important this is. But look at that floor space. Whenever you have the slide outs like this and you're able to get everything kind of pushed out of the bed of the truck a little bit, I mean, you have a massive amount of floor space, and the dogs love it. For me, I don't know, this camper setup is just perfect. If it was me and maybe one other person, it would still be perfect. This is plenty of room. I don't feel cramped in here. I don't feel like I need to get out of here and, you know, get into a different area because I'm being claustrophobic. I don't feel like I'm lacking in any department in here. This is just perfect for me. If you want to watch any of my other tour videos, I will put a couple of them right here. Actually, this one is the world's smallest truck camper. Also here on the channel. It just built about a year ago, so you might want to check that out. And until next time, I'll see you guys then. Thanks, bye.